Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, based on an original screenplay by J.K. Rowling, John Tiffany, and Jack Thorne, published in 2016. Synopsis. This play, it follows Albus Severus Potter and his Harry Potter-like adventures 19 years after the main events of the original series. Should you read this book? Yes, it's a great return to the Harry Potter universe. Well, it's great to return to the Harry Potter universe anyway. Guess we'll just have to take what we can get. Don't let my overzealous thumbnail trick you into thinking I love this play. It just means that I think this is worth reading for Harry Potter fans, which I'm guessing most people out there are. To start with, I like the underlying story. It's a clever idea, and it does a decent job of blending familiar elements with new ones. Yes, Harry and the gang are here. Yes, the initial setup has a lot of nods to the original series. But Albus is not his father, and the story does stand on its own. Sort of. It surprised me on multiple occasions. It builds, and I found the ending quite satisfying. Furthermore, this is essentially fan fiction, and it embraces that fact. It is very much aware of what it is, and that awareness allowed me to give many things a pass that I might otherwise not have, even to enjoy those elements. We get a lot of familiar faces, and the kids of those familiar faces, who just so happen to be around the same age because why not? It tries to replicate many of the things that made the old series so much fun in the first place. We see similar setups, and you know, if I say any more, I might just start spoiling things here, so I'll just say that you'll know it when you see it, all the fanfiction stuff. What really makes this play worth reading, though, are the ways in which Harry, Albus, Malfoy, and Scorpius develop, both apart and together. It's a different dynamic from the rest of the series. It deals with fathers and sons, and it's a surprisingly emotional story. Part of that's due to the nostalgia associated with this property, sure, maybe even most of it, but there were moments that actually kind of got to me. In spite of the fanfiction vibe that the play gives off, I actually feel like I've come to better understand the previous books and original characters just a little bit better by reading this. It explores new sides to familiar faces. With that being said, J.K. Rowling didn't write this play alone, and the characters are different. They reflect that expanded perspective. The humor, it doesn't quite work. Albus is unlikable. Ron is pretty much useless. Seriously, what happened to Ron's character? It's kind of embarrassing. I have a feeling that Rowling came up with a basic story, then handed it off to superfans of the old books who were too afraid to try anything new, and bam, now we've got a play that, while enjoyable enough, doesn't add much to the mythology. Also, the first quarter of the play is quite boring. We don't see much in the way of magic. A lot of time is skipped over. There's a character clash that, while I realize is important for the story, felt cartoony and unwarranted. Now, to be fair, the over-the-top acting and dialogue, these are pretty common characteristics of plays, and I'm sure these issues are far less distracting if you're lucky enough to watch the stage production. Ron might even work. Probably not, though. That's quite a stretch. Now, I know I said I liked the story, the idea of it anyway, but I feel like there are certain things that could have been workshopped a lot better. The main arc of the story only gets underway because Albus does something I have a hard time believing he'd do. There's a plot twist that didn't work for me. There's an explanation concerning this old injury that didn't make sense, and this thing with the trolley witch that... Anyway, my point is, time and time again, the plot doesn't quite come together. In conclusion, yes, read The Cursed Child. Just realize that this is a play that's more focused on reminding us of how great Harry Potter is than it is in telling a wholly new story. But that's all I needed it to do. Anyway, that's all I've got. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Peace.